This is John with the latest on the NFL AFC playoff race going into Sunday of Week 16 after the Saturday games that saw the Steelers and Bills win. Going through the divisions and teams, starting with the AFC East, Dolphins have what looks like a comfy lead other than they play the Bills to finish the season. Jets and Patriots are no longer with us. TeamRankings.com, thanks to them as usual, projects the Dolphins to squeak by with the Bills ending up at 10-7 and in a tiebreaker for a wild card spot. Dolphins at 10-4 are realistically in, but it's been a weird year. They could lose out and still make it. One more victory anywhere clinches a playoff spot. 3 out of 4 odds to win the division. Playoff odds 98%. Tough finish here. Cowboys, Ravens, and then that finale with the Bills, where if they don't have more than a one-game lead, that will be for the division. Like I said, they just need one more win to clinch a playoff spot. Bills' up and down season has been all up for the last 3 games, and they now control their own destiny. Still a chance to win the division and 62% odds to make the playoffs. They could, in theory, stand pat with their 9 wins and make it. On the other hand, the only way to guarantee a spot is to win out. Tiebreakers are not their friend at the moment. Have the Patriots in Week 17 and then that finish with the Dolphins. Jets are eliminated. Patriots are eliminated. In the constant drama of the AFC North, Ravens the overwhelming favorites to win the division, but the other 3 are still in the playoff hunt. Team Rankings projects only the Browns to join the Ravens in the postseason, but things are of course fluid at every game. Ravens have clinched a playoff spot and could clinch the division with a win and a Browns loss. Browns now 9-5 after escaping the Windy City with a win last week. In contention with 86% chances to make the playoffs and outside hopes to take the division. Just need 2 more wins to guarantee a spot no matter what else happens. They could lose out and still sneak in as well. Have a battle with the Texans this week. The Steelers are now 8-7 after beating the Bengals Saturday to stay in the chase. Funny enough, only they and the Jaguars have theoretical paths to the playoffs with just 8 wins they have. And even more interesting to show how wacky things are is that they also do not control their own destiny and could miss out even by winning out. Right now, 32% chances. Do hold the tiebreaker over the Bengals, but have losses against the Texans and Jaguars that might be important later. Bengals with that loss also at 8-7, but their playoff odds are just 23% as they are on the wrong side of that all-important division tiebreaker to the Steelers. If they somehow fall into a tiebreaker of just the Bills, Jaguars, or Colts, they have wins over those teams. But a 3-7 conference record is not going to play well against multiple teams. Also have a loss to the Texans. Like the Steelers, they do not control their own destiny right now. Unlike the Steelers, they can't stay on 8 wins. They need 9 to have any chance. Chiefs in Week 17 and then finish with the Browns. Over at another entertaining division, the AFC South, 3 teams at 8-6, led for the moment by the stumbling Jaguars. Team Rankings projects them all to end up at 10-7 and then let the tiebreakers fly to determine who does what between the division and wild card. Jaguars have lost 3 in a row, in contention and still 50-50 to win the division and 2/3 odds to go to the playoffs. Have a good division record, head-to-head win over the Colts. If they don't win the division, they have wins over the Bills and Steelers, but losses to the Bengals and Browns to factor into the complicated mix. They are the only team besides the Steelers in which there is a possible path to the playoffs with 8 wins. If they win out, they would win the division no matter what else happens. Cross-state game against the Buccaneers this week. hey, we could have all three teams from Florida go into the playoffs. I am sure DeSantis will take credit for that. Colts at 8-6 in contention with a 27% chance to take the division and 58% to make the playoffs. Have a decent conference record, but don't own a head-to-head win over any other wildcard team at the moment. Can't win a tiebreaker with the Jaguars and also have losses to the Browns and Bengals. They need at least one more win to have any mathematical chance. Would guarantee a playoff berth by winning out. Texans still playing inspired ball and in contention at 8-6 as well. Better than 50-50 to make the playoffs. Outside chance to win the division. Have some possibly big wins over the Steelers, Bengals, and Broncos. They need one more win to have a chance, and also would guarantee a playoff berth by winning out. Texans are eliminated. Out west, the Chiefs managed a win while whining, say that 3 times fast, and now have a 2-game lead over the Broncos. The Raiders are still technically in the division race. Team rankings has the Chiefs taking it with 11 wins and no one else joining them at the playoff brunch. Chiefs at 9-5 could lose out and still make it. They need 2 more wins to guarantee it, or just 1. If that 1 win is this week against the Raiders. Broncos lost big lead to the Lions last week and now at 7-7 are barely in contention with just a 16% chance to make the playoffs. They do not control their own destiny. They have to get to 9 wins to have any chance, but likely will need to win out. And that still might not be enough. Have wins against the Bills and Browns, but a loss to the Texans and not a good conference record. Chance to improve on that with the Patriots this week, then finish with Chargers and Raiders. Raiders at 6-8 are realistically out, still mathematically in it. If they find a miracle against the Chiefs, we can revisit them. Have to win out to have any chance, which means they are eliminated with a loss. Chargers have been eliminated. Recapping the week scenarios, just 3 of them, which seems weird. Ravens and Chiefs would clinch their division with a win, and in the Ravens' case, a Browns loss. The Raiders are eliminated with a loss to the Chiefs. There are just 3 remaining intra-conference games. For the non-combatants, the who to root for purposes, the big one is Browns at Texans. Everybody else better off of a Browns pretty much taking one of the spots and knocking the Texans back down rather than having 2 9-6 teams that would be in relatively good shape. And of course, all the contenders would love for the Patriots to all but eliminate the Broncos from the chase. Lastly, the Raiders and Chiefs game really doesn't matter to the others in the real world. But in the mathematical one, the Browns and Steelers are ever so slightly better off with a Raiders win, while the others don't need to think about a Raiders miracle finish. That's it for now. My site is playoffcomputer.appspot.com. Comments, questions, or suggestions are welcomed. Enjoy your day.